Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Long Hill Township May 27th Township Committee meeting. Megan, would you please read the statement of presiding officer?
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting, specifically the time, date, and public call and information were included in the meeting that was electronically sent to the Echo Sentinel and Morris Daily Record and posted on the Township website. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.longhillnj.gov. A public comment period will be held in the order it is listed on the meeting agenda. Failure of the governing body to provide a live broadcast of this meeting or technological problems encountered during this meeting that affect remote viewing and/or participation will not invalidate the meeting or any actions taken, including but not limited to the adoption of any ordinance, resolution, or motion.
Thank you, Megan. Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Megan, please kindly take roll.
Committeewoman Fettis.
Present.
Sorry,
Committee-
Teresa.
Committeeman Liberato will not be joining us tonight. Committeeman Verleza.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey.
Here.
Mayor Paserchia.
Present. Sorry about that. Okay. I was wondering, I didn't realize everyone was here already. Okay, so at this point, item number 4 on your agenda, we're going to have the Long Hill Township School District budget presentation. Ms. Robin Boehmer, Balmer, sorry about that.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you.
All right.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm George Alexis, the
Sorry, George, you weren't
Superintendent, Long
listed.
Hill Township.
Megan, he's not listed on the scorecard.
Right, that's okay. Thank you for having us again this year. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's nice to see everyone. And let me begin by saying the Memorial Day ceremony at Central Middle School on Monday was dignified and well executed. And thank you for continuing to do that and support that in this town.
And we thank you because it was beautifully set up and landscaped, so thank you for doing that.
It looked nice. It did. So we're here to talk about the budget. It's been a long budget season for us. We usually start this in earnest in October and gather input and move through the process and work with our board members throughout the year. This year, it was, I'll say, a little challenging, and maybe that's an understatement. There's been certain economic conditions that have created challenges for everyone in the state. Whenever I get together with my Morris County colleagues or I'm at a state conference, the talk is always about the rising costs of school operations. Transportation always comes up, special education costs continue to increase, but the biggest driver this year has been the health benefit increases. As you probably know, you've read it, it's been all over the news outlets that the state health benefits plan rose just under 32% this year. Nearly every district in the state, I believe, had double-digit increases, many of them in the 20 to 25% range. Plenty of boards of education had to raise taxes well above the 2% tax levy cap. But in addition to that, a lot of districts had to also cut staff, increase class sizes, and just trying to do something to balance the budget. The good news in Long Hill is that we were able to prioritize our staffing levels and our class sizes. We've experienced a serious spike in healthcare, and Mrs. Boehmer will talk more about that with the details, but we were able to maintain the staffing levels, and that's been very important to us and to our Board of Education and to our faculty and staff and ultimately to our kids. We strategically aligned the budget with our new strategic plan that we worked on last year. It's a 5-year strategic plan, and also with our newly adopted mission and vision, which calls on us to engage and inspire every learner every day to explore, inquire, and contribute. We remain focused on high academic expectations, on data-driven decision-making, and on attention to individual student needs. So our budget then is student-focused, learning-centered, strategically aligned, and we believe fiscally responsible. Mrs. Bomer has been the architect of this budget. She's the one who pulls it all together, but I want to acknowledge and thank our faculty and staff for their input and their patience and their support. But also our Board of Education members whose support has been crucial, especially in a year where we had these economic challenges. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Bomer and let her talk about the financial details. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mrs. Bomer, apologies for mispronouncing your name originally.
No, that's absolutely fine. So I want to thank all of you for inviting us here, that I'm happy to present the budget of 2026-27 for the Long Hill School District. The budget is designed to maintain our academic standards while responsibly navigating our fiscal environment and long-term financial commitments. Megan, can you put the budget up? Great, thank you. I'd like to begin by recognizing our Board of Education, led by President Kim Case and Vice President Ann Butler. And I also want to recognize our Superintendent, Mr. Alexis, our Finance Committee, and our administrative team. The final budget is a direct result of their leadership and shared commitment to the district's fiscal health and educational services. To provide context on our process, this budget has been successfully moved through all preliminary stages and public review. The tentative budget was approved by the county superintendent in March, and following the public hearing, it was officially voted upon and formally approved by the Board of Education at the May 4th board meeting. Tonight, I am presenting the completed financial roadmap for the upcoming school year. Our strategic approach continues to treat this budget as a living document. We focus heavily on conservative revenue estimation and sustainable expenditure planning to support and protect the district's long-term financial stability. Enrollment remains a primary driver of our operational planning. We are currently seeing continued stability across all grade levels of Gillette, Millington, and Central Middle School. This consistency allows us to maintain efficient, optimal class sizes and steady staffing levels across the entire district. This final approved budget incorporates $47,318 increase in state aid as per the governor's budget address on March 10th. While an additional aid is welcome, it represents a relatively small piece of our district's total operating framework. This slide shows the big picture of our district's funding. For the upcoming year, our total approved revenue stands at just over $24 million. This number represents our entire financial footprint, combining our day-to-day operating fund, state and federal grants, and our debt service. By looking at this total figure, we can clearly see every funding stream that keeps our schools running and supports our students. To understand the composition of our funding, we display the approved revenue distribution on this slide. The total tax levy remains our primary funding source, accounting for 88% of our budget. To support and balance the levy, we utilize alternative revenue areas, including tuition from our integrated preschool, interest on investments, revenue from subscription busing, and strategic withdrawals from our restricted reserves. This diversified approach ensures we are maximizing all available fiscal levers while remaining mindful of the district's direct local tax impact. Like all school districts and municipalities, we are facing intense external price pressures. While our statutory tax levy is generally capped at 2%, our mandatory operational costs are not. For instance, healthcare costs increased by a staggering 23.5% this year, while other fixed contractual costs are also rising. These unavoidable external inflation factors place significant pressure on the operating budget and will continue to impact long-term financial planning. To look closer at the healthcare impact, This chart demonstrates the growing gap between total district cost and employee contributions. Over the last 5 years, health insurance premiums have consistently escalated. Because employee contributions are largely tied by state law to a percentage of their salary rather than a percentage of insurance premium, the district must absorb the overwhelming weight of these annual premium increases. The ongoing financial impact of Chapter 44, which ties employee health care contributions to a percentage of salary rather than the premium, continues to be highly significant. Since its statewide implementation in 2021, this statutory framework has structurally shifted the vast majority of the premium burden directly onto the local operating budget. As premiums continue to spike, the net cost of the district escalates, while then restricts our flexibility to fund other instructional areas. It is important to note that Chapter 44 was designated as a temporary legislation and is set to sunset on December 31st of 2027. So it's going to be a major topic of conversation amongst school districts in the upcoming months. Our total general fund operating budget for the upcoming year is approximately $22.9 million. It is critical to recognize that the vast majority of our costs, such as salaries, healthcare benefits, out-of-district student placements, and mandated transportation, are entirely fixed. These represent our non-discretionary expenditures that are required in running a public school district in New Jersey. While the majority of our budget is committed to fixed costs, the remaining discretionary portion is what directly funds the classroom resources, supplies, and tools used in our buildings every day. We manage these lines with tight administrative oversight to ensure our schools remain fully equipped while keeping our overall discretionary spending lean and efficient. In addition to the general fund, we maximize our federal funding to stretch our local dollars. This year, we hope to have $188,000 under the Individuals with Disability Act, commonly known as IDEA, which directly supports our special education programming. We are also utilizing roughly $40,000 from the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, or ESEA, which is distributed across Titles 1 through 4. These targeted federal grants are leveraged for supplemental academic instruction, student support services, and professional development for our teaching staff. They also directly support our STEAM activities, providing our students with hands-on learning opportunities across science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Our approved budget includes several enhancements to support our students and staff. We are expanding our in-district specialized programs by adding a new language learning disabled section at Millington, and we are increasing our BCBA services to 4 days a week to provide more consistent targeted behavioral support. Furthermore, we are continuing to prioritize investment in our technology infrastructure and are successfully completing a one-to-one computer initiative. Finally, I want to provide a quick update on our Summer Institute. While the budget originally planned to transition to a self-sufficient, tuition-based revenue model to help offset operational costs, that specific initiative has been temporarily shelved for this summer due to low enrollment. We will continue to evaluate our summer programming options to ensure any future models remain both structurally sustainable for the district and supportive for our community. This slide looks directly at sustainability of our reserves. Each year, our target is to close the year with a modest operating surplus, which we immediately leverage to replace the district's reserves. Rather than letting these funds sit idle, we strategically use these balances to absorb the impact of facilities improvements, major maintenance projects, equipment updates, and security upgrades. Essentially, these reserves act as our financial safety net, allowing us to manage capital expenditures without needing to ask the public for additional funding. By consistently practicing this responsible reserve cycle, we are actively protecting the safety, security, and baseline functionality of all 3 school buildings. It allows us to keep our learning environments modern and safe for our students and staff, while safeguarding the community's long-term capital investment in our schools. Regarding facilities, we are strategically utilizing our restricted capital reserve for critical infrastructure improvements. This year's focus includes an essential HVAC project at Central Middle School, and at Gillette School, we're expanding playground equipment and updating the athletic backstop, utilizing both a New Jersey Department of Community Affairs grant that was recently received and capital reserve funds. These improvements are vital for safety and are a response to the high volume of traffic at Gillette, where more than 125 students and community members utilize the recreational facilities daily. We will also be replacing interior doors at both Gillette and Millington, keeping physical safety and security as a cornerstone of our planning. By utilizing these restricted capital funds, we are keeping 100% of these projects with a zero impact on the local tax levy. This slide provides a look at our capital reserve balance. Our long-term fiscal goal is to continually replenish reserves through responsible year-end surplus management. This disciplined cycle of consistently saving and reinvesting ensures that our physical buildings remain safe, modern, and functional without causing volatile spikes in the operating budget. And it also protects the community's investment in our schools. We are also drawing down $354,000 from the maintenance reserve. These restricted funds are specifically earmarked for building preservation and high-priority repairs that fall outside of daily custodial or maintenance work. A major focus of the maintenance spending this cycle is the targeted replacement of aging classroom casework and cabinetry at Millington and Gillette, much of which is decades old. By replacing these worn units, we improve our student storage, enhance classroom functionality, and eliminate aging, worn fixtures to maintain a safe, modern, and secure learning environment. We work in close, continuous alignment with our facilities director and building principals to identify and aggressively address at-risk areas of our infrastructure. This proactive approach allows us to preserve the long-term integrity of our buildings and guarantee consistent environments for students and staff throughout the year. If you notice in the bottom picture, this teacher doesn't even have a place for the children to put their coats, so she has the milk crates lined up against the front of the classroom. The kids dump their stuff in that every day. To summarize, these targeted maintenance withdrawals allow us to uphold our commitment to safe and functional learning spaces. By utilizing these pre-funded restricted accounts, we are actively protecting the community's substantial investment in school buildings. And I again want to emphasize, these are completed with zero effect on the tax levy. Safety remains an ultimate priority. We are also utilizing emergency reserve for targeted security upgrades, including the installation of new security cameras across all 3 schools to eliminate blind spots and substantially improve our real-time monitoring capabilities. In addition to camera upgrades, we are allocating a portion of these emergency funds to enhance our overall emergency preparedness. This includes equipping our staff with specialized backup lighting and other critical hardware for use during unexpected power outages or crisis events. Funding through these existing revenue reserves ensures our teams are immediately equipped without waiting for future budget cycles or impacting current operations. The total school tax levy is comprised of 2 parts, the general fund levy and the debt service levy. For the 26-27 school year, the general fund tax levy increase is approximately $1.1 million. This increase is mathematically comprised of the 2% statutory increase, a minor enrollment adjustment, and an allowed $661,000 healthcare cost adjustment provided by the state. This healthcare adjustment is a statutory mechanism specifically designed to help local districts manage the extraordinary, unavoidable premium increases seen across New Jersey without cutting vital academic programs. In addition to the current year's levy adjustments, the district has banked cap available from prior years where we taxed below our legal limit. This authority allows the district to exceed the 2% cap in future years. For this approved budget, we are not utilizing any of our bank cap. Instead, we are relying strictly on the state-allowed enrollment and healthcare adjustments to meet our obligations, thereby preserving 100% of our remaining bank cap to protect against future fiscal shifts. To understand how these figures translate to individual tax impact, we look at the total certified assessed value of all property in Long Hill as provided by our township administrator. The school tax rate is determined by dividing the total approved tax levy, operating and debt, by the township's total assessment base. For the average Long Hill homeowner with a property assessed at approximately $682,000, the net impact of this approved budget is an increase of $360 per year, which breaks down to approximately $30 per month. This figure is all-inclusive, combining the total impact of both the operating and debt service. This slide provides the year-over-year comparison of the total general fund tax levy. While the percentage increase is higher than in previous historical years, it is a direct reflection of our rising mandated health insurance obligations and the strict funding formulas of the state. We will continue to seek alternative revenue streams and operational efficiencies to offset these external cost drivers. Finally, it is essential to emphasize that the Long Hill Township School District continues to operate with financial efficiency. Our per-pupil expenditures remain consistently lower than many of our immediate neighbors in Morris County and our fellow Watchung Hills sending districts. We are proud to continually deliver a high-quality education while maintaining efficient cost structures within the district. Thank you for your time tonight and for your continued partnership and for your shared commitment to our community's children. I welcome any questions, comments, or feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowman. So, any member of the township committee with question?
No, wonderful presentation, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Looked like there's going to be some nice improvements, too.
Matt?
Too many numbers.
True. Well, no shock here. So when it comes to the numbers, I kind of focus on it. Thank you. It was a wonderful presentation. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming on a school night. as
Happy to
they
come.
say.
Thank you so much.
Just one. So over the years, I think over the last number of years, the enrollment number has remained relatively constant, somewhere in the 850, give or take, something like that. Do you know what the enrollment projection is for 26, 27, so this budget?
It's approximately the same.
Oh, so
We're not seeing any big increases.
We're at about 870 right now.
and the anticipated number is roughly there. Okay. And trust us, we know the pain of the healthcare costs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was a problem that was a long time in coming and foreseen. Not by you, I'm talking about the state health plan.
Probably the best slide in the presentation, right? The one that shows the healthcare costs versus, what can you do? You can't do much about it.
We've been going
Yeah.
over that ourselves. And this is a generic question that I would ask of any industry. The catch-all phrase is artificial intelligence, but call it what you want. Is the school board, are you guys, administration, discussing ways where you can rationalize some services that are currently handled by individuals? Every company's going through this. My job is going through that as well. Just figuring out if you can reduce cost by capitalizing on advancements in technology. And again, this isn't just for schools. I would ask it if you were, in the plumbing industry.
I will tell you, in the business office, we use AI a lot, okay? We haven't replaced anything because of AI, but what it has allowed us to do is make better decisions based upon what it is saying. So I have found a lot of savings because I have been able to negotiate better based upon things that I find with AI. So I've gotten better health insurance rate, I've gotten better premium percentages, I've received a lot of different things. Nothing huge, nothing that, but enough that, it's a few $1,000s every week.
Now, I appreciate where you're coming from. It's helped you do your job more
Yes.
efficiently. And in fairness, every industry is asking that very question. Education is asking that question. How do you provide a better product where the result from the student would be better as well? So this is a societal question. It's not specific to the K-8 district in Longville Township. So I'm good, as long as the Township Committee is fine. Again, thank you for coming out on a school night.
Thank
And
you.
we'll leave you to it. And we really do appreciate you hosting us for the Memorial Day remembrance.
Thank you. Can I also thank
Thank
Randy,
you.
because I have talked to Randy pretty frequently, and I'm telling you, every time I talk to him, it's wonderful, and he gets me an answer so quickly that it's nice not to have something constantly on my to-do list.
So this is my third question. How much did Randy pay you to say? That's a joke for anybody who's listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now on to boring, well, I don't know, was it, no, Randy, it's you.
No.
Oh, I forgot. Item number 5, the meeting is open to the public. Remarks and statements pertaining to anything on the agenda this evening. And Chuck, let me just say, I'm sorry, you lost, your Notre Dame
It's all right.
lost to Princeton.
Charles Arenowitz, Millington. I have 2 comments on tonight's agenda. 1, Ordinance 589-26, Reestablishment of Open Space Committee. At the last meeting, when Chairman Dennis Sandow was speaking on behalf of Open Space and Beautification, you pointed out to him that we were going back to 2 committees, Open Space and Beautification. In tonight's agenda, there's only a discussion of open space. My question for you tonight, where's beautification?
Okay, I think that's on me. This whole thing is on me. It was an idea that it came up and it looked good or sounded good in my head. I've thrown myself on a sword to the committee. This was not their idea, it was mine. So we want to go back to the Open Space Committee, and for the moment, I don't think we're going to. I'm perfectly willing to discuss it, but I'm not proposing we reinstitute the Beautification Committee. So it's just the Open Space
So
Committee.
the town is beautified, we're done.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
We'll still work on it, but I don't know that we need a committee to do it.
Second comment. Resolution 26149. Appraisal of the thermoplastics south. It's my understanding, a number of years back, we've gone to current market value reassessment every year. If that's the case, why do we need to spend money on an appraisal? We reassess every year, do we not?
The state law, Mr. Aronowitz, requires us to get an appraisal and to give the property owner the opportunity to accompany the appraiser on his inspection of the property. So it's just a procedural requirement that we have to follow.
So it should match up to what the assessed value is.
It should.
I hope so too.
Thank you, Chuck, appreciate it. Any other member of the public in the courtroom? Seeing none, Megan at home.
If anybody online would like to make a public comment in regards to agenda items only, please raise your hand now. I don't see anyone, Mayor.
I appreciate it, Megan. So item number 6 on the agenda, I'll read it. This is where the town is blessed. We have Randy, who is the administrator, as everybody knows, but he also moonlights as the CFO, so he is an expert in this area as well. So ordinance 588-26, this is first reading, introduction, capital ordinance, providing for various improvements in and by the Township of Long Hill in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and appropriating $1,403,800, therefore from capital improvement fund of the township. So I'll turn it over to Randy.
Hey, thank you, Mayor. This is an introduction of the ordinance, or capital improvement ordinance that we do every year around the same time as the budget adoption. This capital improvement will call for milling and resurfacing of various roads. It will get us DPW equipment. It will get us public safety equipment and some recreational items for Lisa Scanlon, and also does some senior building improvements and some municipal building improvements.
That's okay. So, questions for Randy from the Township Committee? Seeing none, this is first reading, so we will discuss this,
June 17th.
so June 17th? That will be second reading. At that point, the public can comment, ask questions, et cetera. Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance 588-26?
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. So next on the agenda, ordinance 589-26, first reading, introduction, and ordinance repealing Resolution 26-25, ordinance 580-26, and readopting and codifying former Section 2-37 of the Township Code to reestablish the Open Space Advisory Committee. Again, this is a follow-up to what Mr. Rentowitz had brought up. The Open Space Committee has existed, I don't know, for probably a few decades. And it did a phenomenal job over the years. Over the last few years, I think there hasn't been much discussion about open space purchases, but it's come to my attention that there are several spots in town that might be available. A particular property owner in Myersville had reached out. So there are other properties in town that I think should be considered. And so we want to reestablish the Open Space Committee, and I think what, Megan, we put out, anybody who would like to be on it, just submit the form that we typically use. Apologies that we went through this little exercise, but we'll come out better for it. So whoever wants to be on the Open Space Committee, please just reach out to Megan, fill out the form so we go through the record. Many of them are just going to be people who have done this for years. But the Township Committee, I think, over the last few years, had not tasked the Open Space Committee with looking at open space purchases. We focused on the property across the way, commonly called Central Park, and that's still going to be in motion. But I think we need to start looking at other properties in town. So that's the reason for it. Questions from the committee? None? So can I have a motion to introduce ordinance 589-26?
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. So ordinance 590-26, again, first reading introduction, amending section 17-17 entitled Fees in chapter 17 entitled Fire Prevention of the Township Code. Who takes that one?
It's just making some changes in nomenclature and things like that. It's not making any substantive
Substantive,
changes.
okay.
And that's what we talked about last week, right, Don?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the, yeah.
All right, so this will be carried to June 17th as well. Looking for a motion to introduce ordinance 590-26.
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. Next ordinance, again, first reading, ordinance 591-26, first reading introduction, moving the regulations concerning the keeping of chickens on residential properties from the land use ordinance to the police regulations section of the Township Code and amending several sections of the Township Code. Now, we discussed this at length at the last meeting.
Yes.
But we did not introduce it. We wanted to carry it to this evening. So, Jack, fire away.
I've also received some questions from Mr. Sandow that want a brief discussion. His first point is that since there's no permit, there's no applicant, so applicant should be changed to the subject property. I'm fine with that. We can make that this evening before introduction. Then he goes into the language, eliminates chickens from all corner lots. I don't think that's really the case. They can still have it in their backyards, but I don't think you want, maybe you do, chicken coops on side yards that front on a street. So, you know, that's a policy question, but it's my understanding that was your intent. Then he said, a corner lot has no rear lot line, but I disagree with that because this ordinance I put in the police regulation section rather than in the zoning section, and it uses the term backyard, whereas the zoning ordinance uses the term rear yard, and this ordinance defines the term backyard. So I think the intent
Yeah, I
is
saw
that you
that.
could have a chicken coop in your backyard on a corner lot, just not in the side yard.
Understood.
His other question was, no, I think that covered all his questions. I did then get an email from Deborah Kuntz this evening saying that the way this is written, somebody could have a chicken coop 10 feet from the side property line. And I thought that was the intent of the Township Committee, to allow the chicken coop to have the same setback requirements as any accessory building in the zone. So all this ordinance does is applies the same setback requirements to any other accessory building regardless of the zone.
That was my question, because I know it changes for that, and basically the way it was is if you wanted one, I mean, not there, but I said, but some of these small lots, you have to put right in the middle of your yard, you couldn't even have it at all.
Right.
Okay.
In many cases, you couldn't have it at all, in Sterling, probably,
Yeah,
downtown Sterling.
downtown.
Those are the questions raised by Mr. Sandow. I think we can change applicants to subject property, and if you want to change anything else, we can certainly do it prior to introduction.
Questions for Jack? So why don't we change that tonight? So,
Yeah, we'll change it.
so whoever introduces it,
before
introduce it
introduction.
with the understanding that you're gonna
That
change.
revision is correct.
No time at the present time. So whoever's gonna make the introduction, make the, as recommended by Jack, please.
So moved?
Oh, as recommended
Remove
by
it?
Jack? Yeah.
You moved it?
Yes. As recommended by Jack.
Vic isn't usually quiet, right, so we weren't sure, so a little bit more exuberance.
I wasn't sure if that's what I...
Motion.
So moved.
There you go.
I'll second it.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes, and again, that's June 17th. Megan, you were very busy, oh my goodness. So ordinance 590-26, first reading, introduction, amending section 17-17 entitled Fees in chapter 17 entitled Fire Prevention of the Township Code.
Nope. This is
No,
584?
trees,
Trees.
584.
Did I
You
skip?
Skipped
Nope.
one.
How did I skip it?
584-26, ordinance regulating the removal of trees.
It's not here.
It's not there.
Oh, you know, but it's, for some reason, it's on the bottom of the agenda. Did you want to do that one first? I have no, okay, we'll do that one first.
What's next on
Well,
mine?
you know why? I think, Megan, the way you did it, you had first readings first and then second reading for
Correct.
trees.
Correct.
So I think I did it in the right order.
Yeah, you did.
Correct.
I-
You did.
I want it recognized that the mayor was correct.
The mayor
Okay.
was correct.
Can we have a motion
You
that
have
the
to
mayor
op-
was correct?
If I can just interject, at the last meeting, by motion, the Township Committee amended this ordinance. I've discussed it with Township Committee Woman Fettis tonight. She had some minor points we discussed, and we think it'd be better to adopt it, and then if we have to make any changes as we go to implement it, we can make them at that time.
But as first reading now.
No, this is second reading.
Oh, right, I apologize.
We did that already.
But this,
We did these
what
two.
is before us
Okay,
now?
I
does
got you.
incorporate
Okay,
the
then the mayor
changes
was
that
not
you
correct.
previously,
So-
like, last
so,
month
We did that last month.
Correct.
Okay,
I
great. So it
withdraw
has,
my
like, the right
motion.
master
All right,
plan.
so then why don't we
This is
read
as
this?
amended.
Great.
Ordinance 584-26, second reading, adoption. Ordinance regulating the removal of trees and providing for the preservation of trees throughout Long Hill Township and amending Chapter 23 of the Township Code in its entirety and supplementing Section 150 of the Township Land Use Ordinance entitled Development Design Standards. So Committeewoman Fettis, and you did have a discussion.
Yes.
Uh,
And we're gonna adopt it this evening as amended at the last meeting. And
Correct.
as we implement it, we may have to make some changes as time goes by.
But it's a living, breathing document. It can be
Exactly.
done relatively simply. And since this is an ordinance that's 15 years in the making,
Yes.
there's no time like tonight.
Yes. I want to move it.
Right. So, any questions, comments?
No?
Teresa, you're good. Thank you for working with Jack on this. At this point, I'd like to open up the meeting to the public on this ordinance currently. I don't see anybody in the courtroom. Megan, at home?
If anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment regarding ordinance 584-26, please raise your hand now. Don't see anyone, Mayor.
Thank you, Megan. So looking for a motion, ordinance 584-26, to adopt on second reading as written with the possibility of amending it in the future.
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. Thank you, Megan. Ordinance 586-26, salaries and wages ordinance. This is second reading adoption. Questions, comments from the committee? I'll open it up to the public for those in the audience. Seeing none. Megan, home?
Anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment regarding 586-26, please raise your hand now. I don't see anyone, Mayor.
Looking for a motion. Vic?
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. Next on the agenda, also second reading, ordinance 587-26, calendar year 2026 model ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit and to establish a cap bank. I know we go over this every year. It's a little bit confusing. The state does this kind of thing, but Randy, did you want to just very,
Yeah, this is to set the appropriations cap at 3.5% for 2026. Anything we don't utilize to that extent would be put into a bank cap that be able to be used in following years. I believe the appropriations cap is 2 years, 3 years.
it's a rolling three?
Yeah, rolling 3, and the other one, the 2% tax cap is a 4-year rolling.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And for those who were listening earlier, Mrs. Bomer went over this as well. She referenced the cap bank. You saw a couple of times the cap bank was used, sometimes it wasn't, but that's what this establishes. Did I open it for public?
Open public.
Yeah, I didn't open it yet. So open this, for this ordinance to the public in the audience. Seeing none, Megan, at home, please.
Anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment regarding 587-26, please raise your hand now. I don't see anyone, Mayor.
Looking for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. So item number 7 on the agenda, consent agenda resolutions. We're going to pull 26-148.
The DPW one.
Yep, understood. So are there any resolutions that a member of the Township Committee would like to pull for further discussion or needs to recuse themselves? I don't see any. So looking for a motion to approve 26-143 through 26-154 while pulling 148.
So moved.
Second.
Committeewoman Fettis?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dorsey?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. Batter up, Randy. Oh, no, no, we're going to go to the committee first. I'm sorry. Look, I'm so excited for the administrative report. I skipped over the committee. Victor.
Let's do it. The May 27th recreation update is as follows. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Beginning May 1st, 14 communities across Union, Morris, and Essex counties will unite to launch the second annual Paint the Town Green campaign in recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month. Coordinated by New Jersey Crosstown Mental Health Coalition, participating towns, including New Providence, Berkeley Heights, Chatham, Fanwood, Florham Park, Long Hill, Livingston, Madison, Mendham Borough, Mendham Township, Mountainside, Summit, Scotch Plains, and Westfield are coming together with a shared mission to raise awareness, expand access to resources, and reinforce that mental health matters. So, when you see those green ribbons around town, Know that we are trying to bring attention to the cause and emphasize the importance of prioritizing mental well-being.
So, Vic, I apologize for interrupting. So I was on a call last night, almost like a debrief of how it went. It went phenomenally well. That committee, or that group of towns, has increased over the years. Shout out to New Providence and Berkeley Heights. They started this a number of years back, 5 or 6 years. And last night, Warren and Watchung are looking to join next year, and a number of towns throughout Morris County. So this has caught fire, so to speak. And it's a critical issue, especially with our younger generation. It's a serious issue, and I applaud the towns that have joined, and we'll have more towns next year, which means we might have to get a bigger banner. Like, we need a bigger boat, we may have to get a bigger banner. All right, fire away, Vic.
All right. Thank you to everyone who came out to the Memorial Day Parade and rode the weather roller coaster with us. Rain or shine, Memorial Day reminds us to honor those who fought and died so that we may enjoy the freedoms we have today. And thank you for everybody who participated in the parade. I think this year's parade was excellent. Everybody did a great job. Always great to see the Cantor family there. Daniel Rogers blew me away.
Unbelievable. The
You were
public here,
great.
we had, I mean, big shout out to Lisa Scanlon. I mean, she's the one.
Lisa,
that-
great job.
And the entire recreation department. Thank you to Central School. They were here earlier. We thank them. Thank you to the public. I don't know the number of years. I should have asked that. I think it's
50, I
50
think.
straight years. And what is it,
I
Matt?
think they said 50 the other day.
Yep.
That's
50
about
straight
150.
years. Long Hill has done this. It's critically important that we do this. And look, the public is the one that came out. And I think there was a military truck from Picatinny Arsenal.
Yep.
I thought it was, in a military parade somewhere, but that was kind of a nice addition. Anyway, Vic,
Agreed.
thank you.
Agreed. May 31st is a very important deadline. It's the deadline to register for membership at Sterling Lake at the early bird pricing. It's the deadline to register for summer rec camp, grades K through 8, which will start on June 22nd. It's the deadline for Long Hill residents to register for Little Explorers pre-K camp, which starts on June 29th. On June 1st, any available spots will be open for neighboring towns to register. So don't procrastinate. Register now. Sunday is just around the corner. For parents whose children are registered in the camps, our parent meeting will be held on Wednesday, June 3rd at 5:30 p.m. at the library community room. Parents can come in and hear all about our camp plans, our procedures at our camps, and ask any questions they may have before the camp begins. There's still room in our Red Cross First Aid class to register. Thursday, May 28th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., Long Hill First Aid Squad, upon completion, participants will receive a certificate good for 2 years from the Red Cross. This class will not run again until the fall. Our Spring Lake Dance will be held on Friday, June 5th, from 7:30 p.m. through 9:30 p.m. This is open to all Long Hill students in grades 5 through 7. Entrance fee is $5 per student. Permission slip must be signed by both parents and student and the permission slip must be signed by both parents and the student and presented at the gate. Chaperones are still needed. Please contact us in the Parks and Recreation office if you can help. Mark your calendars for our Dog Days of Summer concert series. 9 concerts will be held on Thursday evenings beginning on June 18th and ending on August 13th. All concerts are free and they start at 7 p.m. The Scream Truck will also have ice cream available to purchase. Looking to give back to your community and get involved in something fun? Consider joining the Recreation Advisory Committee. Check out the website for more information and complete the volunteer form. And last but not least, reminder to show your park some love and keep the garbage in its place. And that concludes my rec update. Thank you.
Can I just add one thing to the rec? I saw it on Facebook and it was quite disturbing. Apparently, and I don't know, maybe it's been uncovered and it was done accidentally. The plexiglass bulletin board in the back here, which was put in by
Vandalized.
the Girl Scouts,
It was vandalized.
it was vandalized.
Yes.
Really?
We had quite a bit of vandalism in the park recently. We do have cameras. We did catch some of the vandalism. Unfortunately, we did not catch where that is a little far away from the camera, so we didn't catch a good glimpse of the problem. But police reports were made, and they will follow through if they find out who the individuals are, and the individuals and the parents will have to answer.
Yeah, and Committeewoman Fettis was able to attend it when it was, I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
it hasn't been there like 2 weeks.
I know.
And the Girl
I
Scouts
was,
put
I
a
was
lot
out,
of work
I was
into
out
that.
there also, yep.
I remember you were there, yeah. That was just 2 weeks ago.
I-
Was
Yep.
it May?
I mean, I don't, maybe, I don't know, I don't want to go any further than that, and, you know,
3 weeks.
there's been some reports of other youths, youths as, what movie was that?
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah, my cousin Vinny. Don't pick on my Italian accent. But, I mean, we have kids, young kids on Main Avenue yelling at cars as they're driving by. The ice cream area. I mean, I'm respectfully asking the young kids in this town, please, be respectful
Yes.
of township property. Understand these girls put a lot of effort into that, and to have it destroyed within 2 weeks is mind-boggling. You shouldn't be yelling at cars as they're driving down the road. That's a safety issue. There are other ways to have fun. Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Teresa?
No, the Shade Tree Commission's meeting that would have typically been Monday was Memorial Day, so we're gonna have it next week. So nothing new to report, but they will be very happy that we adopted for first reading this ordinance.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Matt?
I spoke to Donna Fucci from 12 Baskets the other day, and she said they need juice boxes. So if you're shopping, you pick up some juice boxes or Capri Suns or something like that. They're a little short on that. And as opposed to, they still need other things. She said that's the one item that popped in her head immediately. And I was talking to her again. They service a lot of people that we don't even realize they do, and that's the purpose of it. But there's a lot more people that use the food pantry than you think. So everything you donate or give to them makes a big difference. So thank you, everybody that does donate. And most importantly, thank you all the volunteers that help out. Then we have, just to go back to recycling, I just noticed the other day they had to put a second dumpster in for recycling down at DPW, and I asked Al why, and he said because we've been getting so much. So thank you, everybody that's recycling. We had to get a second full-size dumpster down there from the county. And don't forget, we still recycle odd things, such as we talked about the mattresses the other day. There was one sitting on Valley Road over across from the towels for a couple days. They probably didn't know about the program, then it got wet, so that's another story. We still do cooking oil and cooking grease, bring that down, the cooking oil, to recycle that. Batteries, car batteries, and other fluorescent lights, and electronics. So if you want to get rid of old electronics, please just bring them down there, take them for free. And styrofoam. Actually, the mayor of Warren, not Mayor, Dan Croson from Warren was contacting us the other day because Warren's been doing so much recycling they want to get their own bin, so it's easier to collect and then bring it over to us. So great job with the styrofoam. Keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Just a couple quick things. So the Conference of Mayors and the League of Municipalities, there are several bills, and Jack, we don't have to go down the rabbit hole of discussing them here, but there are a number of bills working their way through Trenton, which would further dictate what towns can do or must do regarding affordable housing. Nobody's against affordable housing. It is an issue, and it's being addressed. But what the towns, from a bipartisan perspective, don't like is being told what to do without any understanding of the individual towns involved. So the Conference of Mayors and the League of Municipality are crafting some resolutions and letters and that kind of thing will probably make it to us. I received, it's funny, when you get a compliment, some residents have said, you guys and gals do a great job, but you don't do a great job at reaching out to the public and letting them know. We have these public meetings, not everybody can make them. The Echo Sentinel's a little bit behind lately in terms of getting stories out there. So, the Digital Engagement Committee, Scott Lavender and team, will be getting back to us shortly on some recommendations of what we can do to better engage the public. It's a great job here. We televise live. We allow public interaction virtually. I don't know of any other town that does it. If anybody knows, please let me know. So we try, but I think we need to do a better job and embrace, current technology, whether we put out digital videos or, more actively update the township Facebook page, et cetera. But that's what former Committeeman Lavender and the team on the Digital Engagement Committee are working on. And they should get back to us by the next meeting, I think, with recommendations. I'm going to turn it over to Randy. Randy's, we're going to see. You set the bar high in the last meeting.
Yeah, it's
So
not
let-
gonna, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be as much as that last meeting, but we'll work on it. So Public Works, they did 5 days of styrofoam processing, as Deputy Mayor had said. They put down 14 tons of asphalt repairs, 17 days of basin cleanings, which brings it to 557 cleaned to date. Obviously, that's very important for keeping the stormwater and rainwater flowing properly so it doesn't flood. They worked on the Street Fair and Little League opening setup. They did metal pickup, Turtle Park plantings, planted 6 trees for the Challenge Grant, planting Town Hall and Main Avenue, flowers, and Memorial Day Parade setup. And they worked with the veterans along Main Street for planting flowers. They put up the veterans banners, delivered 9 loads of mulch, 5 tree removals, 1 trimmed, and they did complete lawn maintenance throughout the town. Last week, we had a very difficult week with our garbage company. Our regular driver got injured and was out. We also had bulk pickup last week, and they were missing garbage cans, they were missing bulk cleanup and so forth. We are told that everything, they caught up today on all the bulk pickup and missed garbage cans. We will be working with them on a very close basis to make sure they continue to do the job that they were contracted to do. So if anybody, please, if anybody does have any concerns with the garbage, or if the garbage has been missed, a quick email or a phone call to Public Works or my office would be very helpful. We are starting to, we always record the errors and mishaps, but it's very important that we get information like that so we can correct the issues. Some of the things that on for bids and meetings, we currently have a bid out there for cell tower. Those bids would be open June 10th at 10 a.m. Just wanted to let people know that. The Long Hill Road Phase 1, they started milling yesterday. Yesterday with the Myersville Road work and Long Hill work, it was very difficult, if you will. Chief Chambrello and her staff did an excellent job. The officers out there did an excellent job of trying to get people through the detour. As we all know and knew, Long Hill Road was going to be a very difficult project, but very needed, obviously. So the police were able to talk to the contractors at Myersville, and they relocated for this week to help the traffic in that area. So Myersville Road will be open both ways, and helping the detour. The second phase of Long Hill Road will be done after school gets out, so that'll help a little more. And again, that's gonna be a difficult 4 or 5 days when that gets milled and overlay. They are planning, Chief, I don't know if you have an update, they were planning on paving tomorrow and Friday Long Hill Road. I don't know if they finished milling today or not. They said milling was done? Okay, so milling's done, so they're gonna be paving tomorrow and Friday, and then just punch list items after that. So the first phase will be done after, I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time for that, and by the end of the month, hopefully, the final phase will be done. Long Hill will be done, our section, and the county, I know, is working with New Jersey American Water, and their section is scheduled to be paved later this year. We had a pre-con meeting for Central Park Trails. As people may or may not know, we got a substantial grant from the County of Morris to construct these trails and also do the design, which we had done. It's gonna be a tough project because it's gotta be done with small equipment. And it's obviously in environmentally sensitive areas. So, you know, we'll have a strong presence of our engineers out there. But the construction project looks to be about a 6 to 7, I'm sorry, about, I was gonna say 6 to 7 weeks, about a 4 to 5 month project, because of the uniqueness of the small equipment and having to do the trail and then continue and having one stage point at one point of the trail. So, but it's moving forward. I'll give you more updates as we know when they're gonna get out there. They didn't have a start date yet for us, but they're eager to get it done.
So I have a question. So for those, we commonly call it Central Park. That's the 75
Yes.
acres or so directly across from Town Hall, which attaches to another 40 acres that stretches over to Railroad Avenue behind Sterling Hotel. Of that 115, 120 acres, only about 8 can be developed. We will be focusing on that. The other is DEP restricted, wetland, et cetera. The trails are going through the wetland area.
Some of the wetland areas, yes.
Is there a place to see where is there a map of the proposed trails?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm not sure if it's on our website, but if it's not, we'll get it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful for the public to see.
Yeah.
And start imagining what, this is your park, you paid for the property, you're gonna pay along with the county, helping us out along the way. So that's going to be the center point
Yeah.
of the town. It's,
Panther and across the
and
street.
that also has been a long time in coming.
Yes.
That began as a conversation back in 2010 through several iterations of Township Committee, and it's starting to come to fruition.
Yeah, and the good thing about this trail, there's a, if you will, a starting point or a connect point out by Walgreens, up behind there, but it also comes out to this corner, where you'll be able to cross the road and come into Cantor Park, or vice versa, go from Cantor Park across to the trail and do that whole trail and come back. So we're starting to tie things together with trails and everything, so it's exciting.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's the story. Who can identify? I'm a dead man. And that's a quote from a movie that nobody even knows what I'm talking about. All right, where are we up to?
Discussion.
Discussion items. Yes, we are. So the first one, who's this? HR Bill 2289.
This is a bill at the federal level that will limit even more so of what the municipalities can do as far as cable companies, communications, cell towers, and so forth. It would basically take away any kind of communications, negotiations, or anything that we currently have with our cable TV companies, how we can negotiate when the contracts are up and so forth. It basically takes away our home rule. I don't even know how else to say it. It takes away our home rule, and we're members of the JAG, which is our TV areas, and they are focused on First Amendment rights and so forth. That we want to keep that moving forward, and part of our cable franchise fees and cable companies and contracts help negotiate for our local channels, public information channels and so forth. So they're very concerned that all that will go away, and not only that, but possibly income to the town from these cable companies, Verizon and Comcast in our case.
Okay, so I know why we like home rule on this issue and many issues. What say do we have?
Well, they're encouraging all towns to pass a resolution
Okay.
Fighting against the
So
HR Bill 2289 to contact our federal and state representatives and tell them that this
is there
this is
a
bad
model
bill.
resolution that we've seen?
Yes, we have sent it
Okay.
around. There's also videos attached. And an interesting thing is a former Summit committee woman or councilwoman, I'm sorry, is in that video paraphrasing the bill and what it does and everything else. You get a chance, it's only a 5-minute video,
Okay.
but I think it's very powerful.
Thank you. So are we going to present this?
We'll present at the next meeting.
Perfect.
If you
So
guys are okay.
Something else for June 17th, Megan? Trash can ordinance with possible introduction. We discussed this at length. What brought this to our attention is one particular property that is not being cooperative in removing their trash cans from the street. They've been leaving it for weeks on end. Matt, I'll let you speak for yourself, but I know your concern is, if I can paraphrase, is why should we write legislation or an ordinance to address one person?
I don't even know who the person is, but
Right. Now, the counter to that is, a lot of laws exist simply because of the exception, not because of the rule. 99.9% of the residents in this town bring their trash cans in on a timely basis. They might go away on vacation for a couple of days and it stays out there, but generally speaking, then you ask your neighbor to bring it up. In this particular case, the trash cans are being left out. Why, I don't know, because it's a long driveway. Why would you want to carry your garbage all the way down instead of having a rolling garbage can? So the proposal is this, and maybe Jack can speak to that.
Yeah, it sets time limits. You can't put your can out before 1 o'clock the day before collection, but you have to put it out no later than 6 in the morning on the day of collection, and you have to put it away no later than 10 o'clock at night on the day of the collection.
And then I'll turn it over to the committee. I really don't like the idea of having to write an ordinance and pass an ordinance because of one person. I don't think an ordinance should be necessary to teach common courtesy and common sense, but
But that's the issue.
I mean, I'll turn it over. I support the ordinance reluctantly, but I understand.
I don't want to punish 8,000 people in town for one idiot. I mean, I don't know where the Facebook trolls are and the local neighbors to take care of this, but they should take care of it. Unfortunately, they might have to take care of it themselves, because unless we can find some way, but if it's on the street, it's abandoned property, if it disappears, it disappears. I don't know what to tell you.
I think the spirit of the ordinance is to kind of give the zoning officer the ability to punish egregious offenders. Not somebody that's a half an hour late on 10:30 or once in a while misses, but people that, because if you think about a town that everybody leaves their garbage cans for days on end, or you have a it's not neighborly, it's not a great look. So I think that unfortunately, something like this needs to be passed.
It's sad, right? And all the time I've been on the committee, it's the first garbage can, what do you, scandal, or whatever.
No, it's not, but.
The only thing that comes to mind is when residents like go on vacation and they might be putting out their garbage cans outside of these timeframes, but like Vic said, I don't think our code enforcement officer is gonna be nitpicking this, I would hope not. I don't know if that, I don't know, I'm just trying to think through like how to even solve for that, but I think just not being aggressive with it. I know there's times where I put it out ahead of
Right.
time, knowing that I'm going away for work or something like that, so just to keep that in mind. Cause otherwise you're punishing everybody, I get it.
All right, so, you want to introduce it tonight?
It's listed for possible introduction if you want to.
Doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
Did you talk about this last, meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
We did, but you know what, why don't we carry it to June 17th? Not that that meeting isn't already jam-packed, but that'll give Committeeman Liberato a chance to be here. We can have a more fulsome
That's what I-
discussion there. As I said, I can go either way, and I would support it reluctantly. With the very thing that Vic and Teresa just pointed out, you know, oh my God, somebody had to put it out at 10 a.m. because they weren't going to be around for the next 48 hours. You know, I don't think our zone, I'm saying, I haven't received a complaint in all this time about garbage cans except for this one. That's the, so I don't think anybody's gonna call in somebody that lives on Deer Path and say.
No, and the purpose of this ordinance is to give the code enforcement officer the tools that, for the people that do not comply. That's what it is.
And members of the
Yeah.
public, you're welcome to, support, oppose, but let's just carry it so when Frank is back. Okay,
Can I just, Jack, did you like take any, do other towns have anything like this?
Yes, a number of
Alright,
towns
so it's
have
not
a
like
similar
we're like
ordinance.
creating
No,
this
no.
crazy, okay, alright, thank you. I agree with carrying it.
okay, so land use ordinance, updating terms and removing invalid and redundant terms. Did this recommendation come to you from the planning board, or?
Both of these came from the planning board, and we just did it this way to follow the process that it would be on for discussion before the next meeting when it's introduced.
Okay,
Both of these came
both, so
back
the next
from
one too,
planning board.
places of assembly, et cetera. All right, so any questions for Jack, or this will also be, everybody should bring a cot for the June 17th meeting. It may go late. Sorry. I got the side eye from Teresa and Megan. All right, let's carry everything to June 17th. Old, new business.
So just to clarify, you're gonna introduce both of those land use ordinances at the next meeting?
Right.
Yes.
So old, new business? Seeing none. Announcements? Megan, no announcements?
Election day?
Matt, you usually have an announcement.
I do? There's no blood drive?
Megan did say election.
Oh, we can congratulate,
Before the
while
next
we
meeting?
can announce, we
Yes.
congratulate the Central School softball team for winning the conference championship. And in
And?
the last week and a half, the high school baseball and softball team both won the county championships. I don't know if they both won the same year ever, so good job to all the athletes at the high school and the girls over at Central School.
Absolutely.
I think you invited, but they're coming at
No,
some
no,
point.
so we'll try to get them all. Send out the invite for the next, June 17th.
A lot of Long Hill kids on those high school teams.
Everything. So, that's the first time in 16 years, I think, Watching Hills won the baseball championship.
Yeah, something like that. And we avenged the loss from 2000 to 1994. It took us 32 years, but we did it.
Was it against,
Immaculata, yes.
there you go. Congratulations, and congratulations to all of them. And we'll try to get them here on June 17th. All right, meeting's open to the.
Just another announcement.
Sure.
June 2nd is primary
What's
election.
happening? What's happening?
Primary election.
All right, so June 2nd.
My anniversary also, if that's.
Happy anniversary.
Appropriate, but.
Happy anniversary.
We only have one meeting.
So June 2nd is the primary throughout the state of New Jersey, so
Early voting started, I
I
think, today.
swear I'm intense.
Right?
It's all
Early
shit.
voting's open.
When,
Legitimate.
when does early voting start?
It
Today?
started, didn't it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
thank you, I
there
did
you
not
go.
realize that. Okay, Randy, thanks for the reminder. Meetings open, item number 13, meetings open to the public, remarks, statements pertaining to any matter, comments, if you could, please limit to 3 minutes out of respect for your fellow residents. It's a little dance we play. Could you state your name and your...
I understand. Thank you. My name is Donna Ganji. I live at 60 Overlook Road. You might recognize my name. I emailed you last week.
Yes, you did.
But you don't need to reply. I'm here, so you
That-
can reply in person. I'm just going to read because all my thoughts are here, so
Sure.
I don't ramble. I recently heard the unfortunate news that you have a request for bids for a cell tower. Do I have to talk into that? Is that good?
Yeah, we can.
You have a request for bids for a cell tower to be built on municipal land next to the Millington train station, correct? There's a request for bids? That's what you mentioned before?
That is exactly what Randy
Yeah.
referenced.
My first question is, why did you, the committee, and the mayor invite a cell tower into our town? Especially after the uproar of the residents when it was in front of the zoning board for a variance? That's my first question.
You want me to answer that? For years, the township has had issues with connectivity in 2 locations in particular. 1, Millington, 2, Myersville, near the circle. I can speak to the one in Myersville because I live with it all the time, to drop calls, et cetera. So this isn't a new conversation. We talked with Verizon maybe 7 years back, 5 years back, about putting in small cell, what were those things
Boosters
called?
almost. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, but they were called,
They had a name.
anyway, they were gonna put it in 2 locations. One was Millington, one was Myersville. But they wanted a township overlay to put them wherever they chose, and we said, no, we'll suggest the locations, and they went away and it stopped. I know in your email you said there is no issue with connectivity in Millington. We get complaints there all the time regarding bad coverage. Now, Verizon, I'm not an engineer, nobody here is an engineer.
Can I address that? Am I allowed to?
No,
Okay.
I'll definitely turn the mic over to you.
No, I mean, I just was, so I don't, well, I could write it down and I'll remember to go back. But I went on the Verizon and AT&T coverage maps today, and Millington is like redder than this carpet as far as having 5G wide ultraband or something like that, like the best
You know more than I do.
you can have. It's all over Millington. And then, and AT&T is also 5G all over Millington. The gap, where it goes to, and it's not even a gap, it's 4G LTE, so it's still coverage, but that is over by, I'm relatively new to the area, so
River Road?
New Vernon Road, Gillette, like that area.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay, New Vernon Road, but I went on to there's some sports, center court or something like
Yep.
that, and you literally can go to an address and see what the coverage is, and it's 4G LTE. So there's coverage there. But Millington is like the best coverage you can have. And there is only, I guess it's 5G and then 4G. I'm not a telecommunications
And
expert.
that's fair.
And AT&T has even better 5G coverage over in that area. Theirs is more 5G coverage than 4G.
For years, we've received complaints. It's not ours to resolve, but complaints on the River Road area where the fire company is. As you know, that was where the original proposal was for a cell tower. So I have to believe that Verizon's not going to go through the enormous expense of putting in a cell tower if it wasn't necessary.
Well, AT&T is doing a great job of coverage over there, so I'm thinking, do they want to, but also though, why can't they just use, there is a cell tower over by the fireworks on Carlton.
Yep.
So
That's
why can't
on the
they
bottom.
just use that?
I think it's I mean, I'm not an engineer either, but I think that's down the bottom by the fireworks, but it could be blocked by the landscape. Or it might not be able, the signal might not be able to get up and over the hill. That's the problem. Like, they say it's got good coverage in Myersville, like, Guy drives through all the time. I go through the swamp all the time, and the calls I'm on drop constantly when you're heading down.
And
from-
then you just pick them up.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I know that even though it
Happens.
says.
I go all over the
There's a-
country. I drop up, call you
Yeah, there's
up.
a big spot on
I'm hoping they
287
didn't
too.
hang up on me, and then I find out it was a drop call. But it happens everywhere,
Yeah,
everywhere
no, I
you go.
completely understand that, but I'm just saying, just because their map says so, in practice, this doesn't happen once or twice. This is constant. Like, if you can go through, like, from Myersville baseball field, even maybe 2 miles towards Harding and not have the call drop, that's pretty impressive. So-
Okay, so there is an issue in that area
Definitely.
Fair.
of dropped calls.
Absolutely.
That's, we have established. Okay. So, and Randy, that's consistent. Thank you for what you told me. And we went over the coverage maps. So here's my question. The proposed area is right next to the, and I have never been back there, but it's next to the Millington train station. There's municipal land. Is that where you're asking for a cell tower
It's
to
at the
be built,
south-
104
It's
foot?
at the southwest corner of the parking lot, near the industrial.
Okay, and that
So-
will help Myersville, Gillette,
probably
and
not.
Sterling
Not Myersville and Gillette. I don't think so.
No, this is specific for that part of town.
for that part of town. But there's coverage
So
there.
actually, let me
There's-
let me
the
ask a
map
question
is
for you.
crazy. I can mail it to you. It's
I believe you.
5G
No.
wide ultraband in that
No, well,
area.
so let me ask Jack a question for
The-
you and for all of us. When you go out to bid and you receive a bid, what happens at that point? I mean, do you have to accept that bid?
No, we specifically reserve the right to reject all bids.
That's the key. So so I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm kind of siding with you because I'm not an engineer, as we said. I don't know about the coverage. So what would happen at that point? Say there was a bid. Would we have whoever the winning bid is to come in and explain exactly why it's necessary?
You could do that.
So I agree with you. I would want to know why would they want to go through the expense of
But-
putting.
Can I ask? But-
Sure, no,
Okay,
fire away.
So why did you ask for bids? Why are you inviting, if you're just going to say no to the bids?
Well, no, I didn't say we were going to say no. I just want to understand it
Oh.
better. And this has been going on for years. We have received reports of those 2 locations. You are correct. The Myersville area going into New Vernon, and unfortunately it got worse, also from Myersville Circle to Chatham. Drop calls, what you just described in New Vernon Road.
So,
So
so they'll
there's a
need a
problem over
tower,
there.
they'll need a tower over there.
That's a different
Or over
issue.
there, wherever.
I
you
don't
go.
know. I don't know.
So-
We have a tower already there, so I don't know why that exists.
Okay, because I'm just really perplexed because the outpouring of people, like, people were angry about the
But
fire
that was in the middle of a
department.
residential neighborhood. This is not.
But this can be seen and it's not that far from houses. It's not that far from houses. And another thing, there is some gap in coverage in Basking Ridge. Now, I can't back this up, but I heard from several people that Basking Ridge was like, no way, you're not putting it over here. And they said no. Basking Ridge said no. So.
I don't know.
But that, even the gaps are not, it's hard to see because Verizon doesn't put the town boundaries on. Passaic River, is that Millington or Basking Ridge, or does it meander?
It's a separation.
Matt, you've been here.
What about it?
Your family's been here since Lincoln. Where does the,
Say River, is it that the dividing?
what's the boundary on that side? It is
River.
River, okay.
divides
Okay,
Basking Ridge,
so
yeah.
there are gaps on the other side.
There
That's
could be,
not-
I don't know.
Again,
No, I know,
Oh,
I
okay.
saw them.
All
I
right.
studied it today, trust
Okay.
me.
I'm not, but no, you know better than me.
It's
You
a
look at it.
little too much time today studying these maps. But, so here's why everyone is so perplexed, angry, confused. You're supposed to protect us. You're supposed to help maintain our house values, right? Trails, that's a great thing to do for us. That will do wonders for our house values, right? So many people have their life savings tied up in their homes. And oh, this is what I put in the email. So did you know that the National Association of Realtors states that house values plummet when a cell tower is placed in a residential area or close to homes? And this is why cell towers, I mentioned in the email, line our highways, and why other towns have not banned them, because I realize a town is not allowed to ban them, but has really strict zoning laws to protect the residents from these cell towers ruining their house values. So that is a fact. And it will be visible, 104 feet. We're up on the hill. A lot of people are up on the hill. It'll be visible. My husband and I, we moved here 4 years ago from Summit. If there was a cell tower there that we saw, we never would have moved here. Never. And other people say the same thing. And they're worried about the health effects, whether they're perceived or actual, it doesn't matter. Perceived health effects are enough to keep a young family away.
So, we can debate this all night. If and when we receive bids, there will be a public discussion. Anybody who wants to come in and express their opinions.
Okay, I have a couple of things about that. You let the horse out of the gate, whatever it's called. The horse has been, right? The bid is there. So to residents, that means you're going down this path. You're getting the bids in. You want that cell tower, which is it's just mind-boggling.
I don't think that that's
But
really true.
here's my other.
It's not like we want it, ma'am. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let's operate under the pretense that for whatever reason, Verizon engineers feel as if a cell tower is necessary to significantly improve service in that area. Let's just say that's correct. If that's
in
correct,
that area by the Millington train station.
correct. Let's just assume that's correct. That
Teeny tiny area.
and for whatever reason, they think it's necessary. They want to go. They're going to go through the expense. If that's correct, what we want to do, of course, is minimize the impact on the neighborhood. We want to minimize the impact. If we don't need it, I don't think anybody here would want it. But if for some reason we do, our job is to minimize that impact on the neighborhood and on property values. If we could avoid it, of course, we would. I think that everybody would want to.
So
But if it becomes necessary and it has to go somewhere, then we're going to want to put it in a place that would minimize the impacts that you're speaking of. Which, by the way, I agree with you. As a chiropractic physician, God forbid, there may be, those studies show differently. There may be, God forbid, some
American
type of health
Cancer
impact.
Society say it's inconclusive. There may be.
Yes, and I agree. So, of course, we would want to minimize and put it tucked away as far away as we can. But to say we want it, I don't think that's I certainly don't feel that way.
So then I'm confused. So the RFP is for things like filling potholes. You want to fill the potholes, right? An RFP is to cut the trees down. You want to cut the dangerous trees down, right? Those are RFPs to help the community for safety, right? This is something an RFP the town puts out there for things they need or want. So you're saying that Verizon said we need this, therefore we're putting the RFP out because Verizon said to?
I think we believe there's a need. There's a need.
Can we okay, fair enough. You believe there's a need, there might be a need. Can we do that before the RFP goes out? Can we do that?
We can reject
But can we shut down the RFP right now and do the research and really get the facts and really data-driven facts before we put the RFP out? Because the RFP comes in, you have to spend time and money on looking into that and then doing but
I think there is some confusion here. Verizon has an application before the Board of Adjustment.
Correct. The fire department.
Correct. Okay, that has not gone away. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. You know, I think, you know,
It's been postponed, right?
From a conversation tonight, it seemed like, you know, people were angry. Well, the application is still there. They just postponed it until July. So, you know, like I said, they've already spent, I think, $15,000-$20,000 on just professional fees, and our professional fees, not to mention their professional fees. So, the application, I believe, is valid in their mind. And I don't want to say, you know, we have a bid out there. We may get no bids. There are multiple cellular companies out there. We keep saying Verizon, and I know why, Mayor. Verizon had approached us a couple of years ago, but it could be any mobile company that could bid on it.
Yes.
Another point on this RFP, Randy, we discussed this. Was there anything about, because the RFP is behind that, on the homepage, it says new bids, or what's the wording?
It's a bid, and
Bid.
yes, you click on it and you
Right.
open the bid.
Okay, and in the spirit of transparency, I'm requesting that this RFP, because it's such a hot button with the fire department, I am respectfully requesting that be a push out to the residents in an email, Facebook forums. Let people know that this RFP is out there. It will affect their home values if this gets built. I feel it's the right thing to do, to be fully transparent with your residents. And so could it be, I heard you talk before about communications, Scott Lavender is on a committee or something. Get it out there right away, because I've talked to people and some have heard of it, most haven't. And I didn't even know until Randy told me about that button. And I felt really like, wow, what are you trying to hide from me? You know we're all really heated about the fire department. Let us know that it's an RFP now. So could you do that,
This thing is
please?
televised live, there's a link that anybody can
Oh,
watch.
I know. And I know, but people have really big issues these days, how to pay for gas, how to pay for groceries, taking on a second job. Things are a bit hard for people these days. And I think it's just an easy thing to do and the fair thing to do and the right thing to do.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Is that possible to do?
It could be put on-
Anything's
it could be put on the
possible.
website, it could be put on the
Anything's
Facebook
possible, but will you do it, is my question.
Yeah, it's already on the website, so.
No, but take it out of that button and
What
push it out, because this is a hot topic in the town. People think the fire department is done. They think that's over with.
So they're not gonna be two.
Sorry?
There's not gonna be two towers.
No,
going.
I know, but
Oh,
they
okay.
don't know that now that you put out an RFP to have a cell tower built in Millington right next to the train station. They don't know that. People don't know that.
You know, I don't know how many cell towers there are in town. There's one behind St. Joseph's Shrine, there's one by DPW, there's one on Long Hill Road. Quite frankly, closer to my house than that one is going to be yours.
And then the
So
one
I'm
down by
familiar with cell
Carlton.
towers.
No, all I'm asking is let people know. Put it out there. Let people know
All right.
that this RFP is there,
figure
not
it out.
not hiding behind a button. That's not transparent government. You know this is a hot topic in Millington.
By the way, thank you for your research. Thank you for the points you brought to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thought-provoking,
that.
and thank you.
I just thank you for letting me stay up here longer than
No,
I forgot my watch. That's my excuse.
no, thank you, really, thank you.
Well, thank
very much.
Megan, because Megan normally has the buzzer.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
Okay, so, anyone else in the audience? In the courtroom? No. Going once, twice? At home?
If anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand now. don't see anyone, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your participation. I think we have a motion. Anybody have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you.
Thank you.